right, so for our first project in studio, we're going to be drawing a still life. But to get there, we need to do a bunch of things first, which is why we all have these packets out. We're going to start with some basic drawing skills that you need to master before we can move on to actually drawing our still life. So on this packet, please put your name at the top and what period number you are. This packet's going to go back and forth from home to school unless you are 100% virtual. And so it's very important that you don't lose it, because if you don't lose it, or if you do lose it, then you're going to have to start it all over again, and that's going to stink. So the first thing that you're going to do is think about the word still and what the heck that means to you. So take a moment, think about that, and then you're going to write your answer right here. So what did you come up with? Is it not moving or something like that along those lines? Because that's usually the answer that I get when I ask students that. Next box says, what does the term drawing from life mean? Think about that for a moment and write your answer here. Drawing from life. Does that mean that it's something you're drawing something that's real and not imaginative or surreal or dreamlike? It also means something that's right in front of you that you're looking at too. So when you combine these two definitions, the word from still and drawing from life, you get the term still life. So really what still life is drawing, observing objects, not living things, objects that are arranged together in a pleasing manner, right? Pleasing to the eye. So if you're talking about drawing something that is alive, like a dog, then that would be a portrait. Still lifes do not have any living things in it, unless you consider a plant a living thing, okay? Then yes, you can have a plant in your still life. All right, flip the paper over. And now we're going to talk about contour lines. And I'm going to read the definition as you're going to write it down on these two lines. Okay? Contour lines are the artistic technique used by artists to create lines that result in a drawing that is essentially an outline. I will put this here for you to actually copy. Right here. So I'll read that again. The artistic technique used by artists to create lines that result in a drawing that is essentially an outline. That's what a contour line is. Contour comes from the French word that means outline, essentially. This image here is a contour line drawing. Think about your coloring books at home, or that you probably used to use. I don't know. A lot of people use those adult ones now too. But coloring books really are just contour line drawings. So the question then becomes, what is missing from this image that makes it look flat and not three-dimensional, only two-dimensional? What do you think that possibly could be? Well, if you said value, you are correct. There's no shading. There's no value. Shading and value make depth in a drawing. So for the rest of this activity on this page, if you're in class, you will see some objects at your table, and you're going to be asked to choose one and draw just the outline, just the contour lines. So no value, no shading, whatsoever, just the objects, outlines, just like this cartoon character up here. Again, think about like what coloring book pages look like. And that's what you're going to do here. So make sure you have your pencil, make sure you have an eraser, and take your time and try to do the best you can. Once you're done with your drawing, we're going to move on to the next couple pages. But that is the end of today's lesson.